Holding you back from touching the sky. What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky. I was born to succeed, not to be a spoke in the wheel. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't. Looked in the mirror, saw a spark in my eye. Knew I had to hustle and stop living a lie. I packed my dreams in a suitcase, took the first train out, headed for the horizon with success is no doubt. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of What's Holding You Back. My name is Rob McCray from the Business Building Network, and I am so grateful to be with you one more time for another edition of What's Holding You Back. So happy Wednesday to you all and a very happy New Year. So yes, I have not seen you all since last year, as this is the first broadcast of 2026, and we are so excited for the broadcast that is going to be coming before you this afternoon, this evening, this morning, depending on where in the world you are watching us from. But just strap yourself in, as we're going to have a wonderful time, as we're going to be going over a very familiar topic, but one that we need to address and make sure that we're taking note of, and that is, why do most New Year's resolutions fail? So we're going to be talking about that, and then we're going to devise a plan for you to ensure that you are not one that is going to be failing when it comes to your plans, your goals, your dreams, and your desires for the new year or anything thereafter, because this is a very important focal point when it comes to achieving your goals in life. So we're going to be going over that in just a few minutes. So I want to encourage you to get yourself a piece of paper and a pen and pad. Take down some notes, and I'm also going to be sharing with you a PDF file that you can download, and it's going to be a workload sheet. It's the 10 sheets, the 10 steps to success, which is a PDF file that you're going to be able to download and put in, download to your computer and then print it out. And then you can fill it out and start to put in the necessary information to ensure that you are able to fulfill your goals and your dreams and desires as we continue to move forward. So I'm going to be sharing that out in just a little bit. But before we do that, I just want to say and greet our guests that are on board with us this afternoon. I see Brother Derek Battle. Blessings, my brother. Good to see you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. We also have the one and only, my very special pastor, Pastor Fred Pinnock. God bless you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us as well. So please, as you're jumping on board, please leave us a comment in the chat. We would love to acknowledge you and welcome you to the broadcast. So as stated previously, our topic for today is, why do so many people fail when it comes to completing their New Year's resolution? So we're going to be getting into that in just a few moments. But before we do, as we always like to do here on What's Holding You Back, we always like to start off our broadcast by having an inspirational quote that coincides with the topic or the theme of the day. And today is no different. So for today, our word of inspiration is such: your daily habits will determine your future. And this is oh so true. The things that we do in life, it's the little things that can make and produce great results. And these are the little things that we're not necessarily thinking about when that point in time arrives, but they are daily habits that we have built up over time, and it becomes something that we are not necessarily um, knowing that or aware that we're doing, but just because we have been doing it for so long and it has become a commonplace for us, that these things are becoming a daily part of our lives and our routines, some good and some may be bad. So we want to continue to build on the positive habits and we want to eliminate the negative ones. So that is why it is so important that we create some great daily habits that will help us in reaching our goals and desires when it comes to this New Year's resolution and also any other goals and plans in which we have. So we're going to be going over that as we get into our topic of discussion for today. All right, so before I bring up the slides, let me just share that PDF file so you can grab a copy for yourself, download it, and print it out. And this is going to be the 10 steps to success. And just let me know when you see it in the chat. Okay. All right, so we should see it there on YouTube. Let me just share it out to Facebook real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so you should see it on Facebook as well. All right, so thank you so much. Just let me know if you're seeing it in the chat. That is your 10 steps to success. All right, so let us get into it for today. So I'm just going to bring up my slides. Let me take that off camera. Okay. All right, here we go. So, in order to achieve your goals, especially when we're talking about your New Year's resolution. So, before we get into it, let me just ask each and every one of you, how many of you have set some New Year's resolutions for this year of 2026? And if you feel so inclined to share, please go ahead and do so in the chat. Let us know what your resolutions for the new year are. What are your dreams? What are your aspirations for this new year? And if you're willing to share, please, by all means, go ahead and do so. But we just want to get a better feel of if this is, something that you are really committed to, or something you're just kind of passive in doing. You know, you're really not committed to actually achieving the results. So that's the main thing that is so much important when it comes to setting your goals and dreams. You have to be committed to it so that you can achieve the results in which you are looking for. So when it comes to setting your goals, there has to be a driving force, and we have to be very focused on what it is that we want to achieve. So in this slide, you see that it says we want to take it 1 second at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 step at a time, and 1 day at a time. So it's very important when you're creating your list of goals that you want to accomplish. If you have multiple goals that you're trying to achieve, you want to focus on just one goal at a time. Do not be chasing multiple goals, because you're going to start to lose focus and you're going to allow yourself to become easily distracted, and then you're not going to accomplish the goals in which you have set forth. So it's very important that we be very specific and to accomplish one goal at a time. And then once you have completed that task and that journey, then you can move on unto your next desired goal or achievement. All right. So, for instance, let's say that we have a New Year's resolution where we want to say we want to lose some weight. So, if you're one that you have set these goals in place, so now we have to devise a plan in helping us to reach this objective. So, if you say you want to lose some weight, we have to be specific. How much weight are you looking to lose? So let's say you want to lose 20 pounds over the course of the year. That's rather lofty, but it can be done once you have a plan in place and you stick to it. So if you say, I want to lose 20 pounds for this year in 2026. Okay. So there are 12 months in a year. So let's make it very easy for yourself so you can see the achievements as each month starts to pass by. And then if you're lacking or behind in your goal for that particular month, then you know you need to do something more to help you increase your results and lose more weight. So if you wanted to lose 20 pounds in the year, that would be less than 2 pounds in a month that you need to take off to reach your objective, right? So at the end of this month, which is January, if we're seeing that we didn't lose that 2 points, those 2 pounds, then we know in February we're going to have to kick it in a little stronger, and we're going to have to double the amount. We're going to lose 4 pounds to make up for the weight that was not lost in the month of January. And then you just want to continue to build off of that momentum. So those are just some of the things we need to have in mind when it comes to putting this plan together. All right. So the next thing, and this is oh so important, why? What is your why? So finding your reason why is the first step in finding your success. So if your why or your reasoning for going after or chasing these goals, if it's not strong enough, then you're not going to be committed enough to see it through. So it has to be a very impactful goal that you're striving for in order for you to help you achieve that goal much more easier, right? So these are just some things that we really need to take a deeper look into when it comes to chasing our goals and our dreams and our desires in life. What is the reason why? What is this going to actually do for you? What is it going to, how is it going to make you feel? You know, these are the things that you have to ask yourself that's going to make your commitment that much stronger. And then it's going to help you in reaching your goals so much easier. So these are some very important points that we need to think about, put down on paper, as you can see with your 10 steps to success PDF file, and just fill that information in and cross it off as you continue to grow and build off of your goals, excuse me. All right, so the next thing we want to look at, are you truly equipped? Are you ready for this challenge, for this battle? Because there's going to be some stretches that are going to, present some obstacles to you. So we have to be committed to it. We have to be focused. We have to be driven and say, yes, I'm going to do this. You claim that victory before you even start. You have to have that mindset, that belief in yourself. If you're willing to go out and chase your dreams, your goals, and desires, then you have to see it through. So as long as you have that mindset, you have that belief that you can accomplish your goals, then so shall it be. You just have to adapt that mindset and claim that victory in advance. And it's just going to propel you along the way as you continue to make your journey. So, yes, this is a very important step in making sure you are equipped for the challenge at hand. So then the next phase or the next step is start. You have to start. We have to get in the game. You can't be on the sideline just watching everybody else. You have to be in it to win it. So you have to set a start date for one, and also the end date. When do you expect to accomplish these goals, right? And it cannot be optional. It's not something that you're going to put off. If you're saying, I'm going to start on January the 1st, then yes, you need it to have started already. But if you're just now setting these goals, what is your actual start date going to be? And keep in mind, you have to be committed to that date. So if you're kind of wishy-washy, you're not sure, then sit down and really think about it. Strategize it as we're going over these notes here, and go through and put it in your worksheet. Devise a plan, and then you come up with the actual start date that you're going to be able to deliver upon. And then once you figure out that start date and the work that's going to be coinciding along the way, then what's going to be your completion date? you know so we have to put that all into place. And like I said, this is not optional. This is not something where you're going to say, oh well, I'll put it off to next week. No. If you're doing that, then you're not committed. You're not ready for the journey. You're still you're still not ready to position yourself to accomplish those goals. You have to have that commitment level, that desire, that inner drive that says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to claim victory, and I'm going to see the results, and then I can bask and enjoy all of the great works in which you have done in putting through this great works. So these are just some of the most important things that we need to put in place as you start to embark upon your journey towards completing your goals for success. All right. So that was your start and your completion date. So once we have that set and put in place, now you have to set up your calendar, your daily and your weekly calendar. So let's go back to the previous example. All right. Pastor Fred says he's starting his PhD. Wow. I love that, Pastor. I truly love that. Yes, sir. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Yes, family. So if you have a goal, your dreams, your desires in mind, please type it in the chat. Yes, write out your plan, write out your vision, write out your schedule, what you're going to be accomplishing each day, each week. You reach that actual completion date, and then you're going to see the great fruits of your labor. So, wow, yeah, that is so strong. Love to hear that, Pastor Fred. Yes, great, 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 great. Love that. All right, so now we're talking about creating your daily schedule. So, going back to the previous example, if you say you want to lose weight, right? In the previous example, we said 20 pounds throughout the course of the year. So that was less than 2 pounds in a month. So, okay, that's all well and fine. You want to lose weight, but how are you going to go about losing that weight? What are you going to do different that's going to help you be in a place where you can start to lose that weight? Are you going to clean up your diet? Are you going to become more active? Are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to get you a trainer? These are the things that we need to write out in our plan to to ensure that we're going to be able to meet our objective, our goals, and our desires. So if you're just stating that, I want to complete these goals for the new year, but you're not writing it out and you don't have an objective plan as to how you're going to accomplish these goals each and every day, then I would say you're not really serious about it. And then it's just going to fall by the wayside by the time in February rolls around. And then it's going to be another year in which you did not meet or complete your New Year's resolution. So if you are really serious about seeing results and accomplishing the goals in which you have set forth, do yourself a favor and write out a plan, a vision plan for yourself, and then see it through wholeheartedly. All right. So this here is your weekly schedule. All right. So once you have your weekly and daily schedule set up as to what you're going to be doing to achieve your goals on a daily basis, now we're going to go back into your commitment. Excuse me. How many hours in a day? How many hours in a week? How many hours in a month are you going to dedicate to your goals, your achievements, your desires? This is for you. This is your personal achievements. So you have to make that commitment to yourself. Pour into yourself. Give that time back to yourself so that you can reap the rewards of what it is that you're trying to do. So it comes through your commitment. And your commitment is your unshakable promise to yourself to achieve your goals. You know, there has to be a very high standard that you set for yourself, and you will not allow yourself to become distracted. That is most important. If you really want to see this through, you cannot allow yourself to become distracted. And that's going to lead us into our next point. And as I say, don't allow yourself to become distracted. Well, things are going to happen in life. And unfortunately, life is going to keep lifing. Life is going to keep happening, and things are going to happen in life. And unfortunately, just because we have some goals set forth doesn't mean that different obstacles and obstructions are going to put themselves on pause and not try to block us from achieving those goals. It's just a part of life, and in knowing different things and different obstacles in which we're going to have to deal with. That's a part of the journey. It happens to us all in the most or the probably the worst possible times, but that's life. Life happens. So we have to prepare for the unexpected and know that, we're going to have to deal with some situations that we're not prepared for. But guess what? We have to go ahead and do it. We fall off the bike. And what do? You pick yourself up, pick your bike back up, get back on it, and continue to ride. So that's how it's going to be. You can't let these obstacles, these barriers, and these obstructions stop you from achieving your goals. No, it's not going to be a built-in excuse. No, we're not going to let yourself off that easy. Dust yourself off, do whatever you have to do, take care of that problem, and get back focused on what it is that you want to accomplish. Get back to your plan and complete it in going forward. So these are just things that we need to make sure we're not allowing ourselves to fall victim to the distractions, but we're just pursuing and continuing to go forward because we want to what? We want to meet our objective and ultimately see the results and complete it. And just, we want to feel that feeling of euphoria and excitement once we finally accomplish our goals, right? So those are planning for the unforeseen obstructions in life. All right. So when it comes to setting goals, the best thing the best thing that we can have is some type of accountability partner. Yes, someone that's going to hold us accountable to ourselves. Someone that's going to say, going back to the first example, we say we want to lose weight. Nah, you can't eat that. No, no, no. I'm not going to let you do it to yourself. You've been doing good. You've been building up your momentum. You're starting to see some results. So now you might have your little 1 or 2 cheat days, but still, you need to have somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Someone is going to say, "No, don't do that. You're just going to make things harder on yourself. You've been doing good, so keep riding it out, and you're going to continue to see the results. Build off the momentum, and a great way to do that is by having your accountability partner. So we see a couple of people in. Oh, blessings. Minister Adim, bless you, my sis. So good to see you with us. Bless you, bless you. And also we have Sister EBE. Blessings, sis. Good to see you as well. And thank you so much for joining us. Yes, yes. And my brother Craig Gardner. God bless you, sir. So good to have you with us as well. Always good to see each and every one of you, and a happy new year to you all. As today we are discussing how to make sure we are fulfilling our dreams and our goals, especially when it comes to setting that New Year's resolution. And we're just talking about having an accountability partner that will help you in getting through those tough times and not allowing you to fall off track and stop the momentum that you have already built up for yourself. Sister Yvette, blessings, my sis. So good to have you on board with us as well. Good to see you. All right. All right. So yes, that is your accountability partner. Very important. All right. So once you have all of these things in place and you are seeing the results, and then you get to that ultimate point where what? You have reached your goals, you have completed your mission, your assignment, your task, and now you come to that point and say, yes, I did it. I fulfilled my dreams. So, what does that feel like for you? I want you to envision that place, those emotions that you're going to feel when you get to that point. Just think about that. Visualize that for yourself. Where you going to be at? How you going to feel emotionally? How is that going to change things in what you do in the future? It's going to give you so much more confidence in knowing that you have achieved these goals. So the next time you embark upon your next journey into creating a different goals or uh, achievements that you want to complete, it's going to be so much easier for you. Why? Because you have achieved the results. You've seen what it takes. You've seen the sacrifice. You've seen the pain. You've seen the journey. And now you get to experience the exuberance in completing that mission. And now you're just basking in it. You're embracing it like, yes, this is it. And you can't wait to have this feeling again. So that's going to propel you to start your next mission and your next task so you continue on in building that momentum. Yes. So that is very powerful. All right. So Yvette says, blessings, everyone got kicked out by myself. All right, that's all right, sis. You're back on, so that's all that matters. So good to be with you this evening. All right. So yes, that is the ultimate feeling. Yes, that feeling of completion, that feeling of victory, knowing that yes, you did it. You completed your task. So now that we see what this all is going to look like, then we're going to have to create that commitment letter. And that's going to be a commitment letter to yourself. And I'm just going to bring up on my screen what that actual commitment letter looks like. Excuse me, in the PDF file that you're going to be able to download, the 10 steps to success guide. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, okay, good. So let me just bring up this commitment letter. See if I can enlarge it a little bit. I think that's the best I can get it for now. But yeah, so this is the commitment letter that you can download in part of the PDF file that I sent off. If you do not see the link to the PDF file, just let me know, and I will repost it in the chat. So yeah, it's just let me read it off to you. It says final commitment. So it says finish this sentence. This month, I commit to showing up even when I don't feel like it because, and then you're going to fill in the blanks. And then below that, you're going to sign it. And then you're going to put the date in which you have signed. And this is the commitment you're going to make unto yourself. You know, that you are going to complete your goals, your tasks, your missions, and you're going to claim that ultimate victory, you know, at the end. Once you have set your start date and you have set your end date, the date in which you propose to complete your task or assignment, and then, you know, once you have completed that, then you will get that ultimate prize, that feeling of victory, and that overwhelming peace and joy that comes along with it. So that's the beauty of putting a plan together and, you know, writing it out. So it is so important that if we are really committed to achieving our goals in life, you have to write it out. You have to write out a plan, a day-to-day plan of tasks in which you want to do and which you have to do, and you have to put an end date to it in which you expect to complete all of these tasks, and then you can um, make projections as to what you want to do after you have completed your assignment. But it is most important that we write all of these things out. We have it in order. So each and every day, we already know what it is that we have to do. We don't have to go around wasting time and becoming frustrated trying to figure out what is it that I'm supposed to be doing for today. No, you already have it written out on your daily schedule. You have time blocked out on your schedule just for your specific goals and tasks. Once you have that in place, everything else becomes simple. Why? Because you took the time out to put the plan in place. Now you just have to follow the steps, write it out to the end. And guess what? Then you shall claim victory. Yes, family. So, yes, that is our 10 steps to success in achieving your goals, especially when it comes to fulfilling the New Year's resolution, in which some of you may have put forth for this year. And yes, that is our reason for the season for this discussion for today. Why do most New Year's resolutions fail? And that is because they normally don't take the time out to write out their goals, their dreams, and their vision. They just say they want to do something, but they didn't write it out and have the actual step by step process of what it's going to take in order to accomplish those goals. So I hope you all got plenty of value from this topic for today. And I thank you all for being a part of our first broadcast for the year of 2026. Um, I know it's a lot going on around the world nowadays, but that's another thing. When the slide came up about the obstructions, which are also including the distractions of everyday life, you know, don't focus your time on things in which you have absolutely no control over. Why stress yourself out over that? There's nothing you can do about it, so just let it be. All you need to focus on is what you're going to do to help in benefiting yourself. How are you going to pour into yourself? How are you going to help yourself achieve, elevate, and sustain yourself in the coming days ahead? So that is what your priority should be, and everything else should be something that you put on a secondary and not really relevant to you. So these are just, yeah, some of the things that we really need to focus on and make sure we make a priority in life. All right, I see my beautiful wife is here with us. Blessings, good to have you with us. And yes, Yvette says right, and Pastor Fred says that's right. So yes, family, so good to see you all this evening. Hope you are having a wonderful start to your new year, this new week. And yes, we will continue on the journey. And yeah, if you don't see the link, let me share the link one more time for the PDF file, the 10 Steps to Success monthly worksheet. I'm going to post that in the chat here. And then you can just download that and print out the different files, and keep them for yourself, your own reference, and make sure you complete that commitment letter. If you're truly committed to your success and achieving your goals, make that commitment to yourself and see yourself through it. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Minister Dean, so good to see you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. All right, family. So we're going to close things out for this evening. But before we do, I just want to send you a reminder. So please, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. It is What's Holding You Back Now. As you can see it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And also be sure to click on that notification bell so that you will receive a reminder each and every time we go live. So to all of our Facebook family out there, so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for our next edition of What's Holding You Back. Have a good night, everybody.
I succeed not to be a spoken the real. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't. Looked in the mirror, saw a spark in my eye. Knew I had to hustle and stop living a lie. I packed my dreams in a suitcase, took the first train out, headed for the horizon where success is no doubt. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky.